Respected members of the Cheon Church, good morning. I am Yong Cheon, International President of the Family Federation. Today, on such a meaningful holiday, Sunday, I'm very happy to be able to share a message and report on our world tour in the presence of the blessed families of Cheon Church, whom I dearly respect and love. If we are earnest, it will surely come to pass. That is the title of my sermon. True Mother offered these words at the dedication of the Cheon Cheonil Sanctum on May 7. Heavenly Parent, receive glory and rejoice with us. We are immensely grateful. We are so deeply grateful to dedicate this beautiful holy temple. It is certain that the people of this whole nation and the whole world will come to know that Heavenly Parent is always with us. We love you. We thank you. Heavenly Parent, Manse. Most beloved Cheon Church members, there have been many prophets who have received revelations that Sorak town in Gapyeong County is the capital city of heaven. Some religions have designated it as a site of their main temple or as the holy site even today. Sorak is a place where many devotions are offered. When True Parents set out in 1960s to find the Cheonpyeong holy ground, True Parents blessed this holy place with the following words: "This Cheonpyeong land must become the homeland of the world and the homeland of the heart for all humankind." It was amid much devotion that True Parents built the Cheonpyeong Training Center and the Cheonjonggung. Following the development of the Cheonwon complex, where Ponhyangwon, Father's tomb, is located, on May 7, True Parents dedicated the Cheonwongung, which represents the culmination of heaven's providence and the providence of restoration. Cheonwongung is the temple among all temples where Heavenly Parent and True Parents are revealed and are residing. From a vertical perspective, it is the place where Heavenly Parent, True Parents, and all blessed families are united. From a horizontal perspective, it is a sacred site that connects all people of the world within the Family Federation as brothers and sisters. In the future, Cheonwongung will be a center for educating people about the noble work True Parents carried out throughout their lives and about the culture of heart. Amid the amazing work of Heavenly Parent, this will become the homeland of our hearts, where all humanity will come to bow before and praise our Heavenly Parent. Through the 14 Cheonil Songhwa artwork within the Cheonil Sanctum, the Cheonwongung will serve as a place of witnessing, through which visitors from around the world will gain full understanding of Heavenly Parent and True Parents. The Holy Sanctum will be a place where people will be deeply touched, come to repentance, and experience a change of heart as a result of Heavenly Parent's heart, love and teachings, and will of True Parents. The dedication of the Cheonwongung and Cheonil Sanctum is a projection of True Mother's sacrificial life, in which she has embraced the world with a heart as desperate as if she were searching for one small needle in the middle of a desert. Finally, on the foundation of the hard work and devotion of True Mother that she has invested throughout her tearful life course to discover our Heavenly Parent, the original parent that humankind lost, and to realize a permanent world of peace, a new era when Heavenly Parent can firmly settle on earth, has been ushered in, an era for which we have so earnestly longed. Beloved members, let us extend our profound gratitude and honor to True Mother with a thunderous round of applause for this outstanding victory. Respected Cheon Church members, In response to True Mother's instructions, I visited Heavenly Europe from June 14 to June 22. From June 26 to July 9, I taught Heavenly South America and Heavenly Central America. This tour serves as the following purposes. The first objective of this tour was to ensure that every region aligns with True Mother's special directives and the strategies and direction International Headquarters is pursuing on Mother's behalf. First, it was important to carefully analyze the situation in each region and develop a strategy tailored to that region and its nations. To this end, we analyzed the current status of churches and pastors in each region and the number of members and Sunday service participants by country. In addition, in order to move forward in a unified direction, we wanted to actively promote the registration of the Family Federation as a religious order. We checked the situation in each nation and identified and analyzed the situation in some countries where such registration itself was impossible, so that we could consider alternatives. The next step was to assist each region in developing mission strategies. In conjunction with the field leaders, we discussed the key challenges each region faces, plus how to increase actual church growth by witnessing. We selected countries that will challenge to achieve national restoration and develop growth strategies together. The second objective of this tour was to develop future leaders and to identify those who are capable of leading the next generation in the region. It is True Mother's greatest concern, an important agenda of this world tour, to nurture the new generation and find leaders who can lead the next generation. Therefore, True Mother instructed YSP International Chair Koji Matsuda to also participate in this world tour. Mother also requested that we ensure that programs designed to raise the future leaders are conducted effectively. Therefore, we discussed strategies for raising future leaders with the leaders of each region and also met many youth leaders. The third objective of this tour was to gain the determination of blessed families to unite with Heavenly Parent and True Parents in this era, which Heavenly Parent directly governs us through the Cheon and the Cheonil Sanctum. In addition, we hope to inspire everyone to fully commit themselves to actual church growth through the Holy Spirit and the truth, in order to ultimately accomplish Vision 2025 through the victorious Cheonwon-gung entrance ceremony and the realization of national restoration. I also conveyed True Mother's filial love for heaven through an explanation of the 14 Cheonil Songhwa artwork that record True Parents' lives. This encouraged members to resolve to expand the realm in which Heavenly Parent can freely work. As we taught Heavenly Europe and Heavenly South and Central America, we experienced many inspiring moments. Seeing newly appointed capable youth leaders in Europe working hard to overcome the challenges they face was inspiring and hopeful. There is purity of heart and passion among Europe's young national presidents. A young Ukrainian member who fled to Western Europe due to the war is doing witnessing activities, and though living as a refugee, is helping the Ukrainian members. And the IYSP Middle East chairwoman, who had graduated from the prestigious university, reported that she witnessed to 4 people in the environment of a Muslim country. She did this by always keeping a spiritual connection with True Mother. We toured the Jardim Training Center in South America, which will be refurbished and reopened shortly. centered on True Parents Directive, a group of Japanese national messiahs led a pioneering project to develop LEDA, a completely barren land. This was without any support from headquarters. They have now established an international training center that can accommodate up to 100 people. My heart was completely moved upon hearing their report and how they developed it. They developed a pacu farm, a fish true father liked very much, and have become self-sufficient through it. And they continue to educate the second generation. The commitment and passion the national president of South America showed was incredible. While at a meeting with the national presidents, I told them that True Mother asked me while I was on the world tour to look for countries that could be restored. I also informed them that True Mother intends to visit any country that is able to increase witnessing results tenfold and achieve national restoration. I asked if there were countries interested in this challenge. Argentina's national president, Reverend Carlos Varga, was the first to stand up and say, to live at the same age as our True Mother is a miracle. Argentina has recently regained the castle after winning its legal disputes in the midst of True Parents' worldwide activities. With rental income supporting our national headquarters, we are actively engaged in witnessing activities for young people, and UPF Ambassador for Peace activities are yielding good results. By increasing witnessing results tenfold, we want to welcome and attend True Mother in Argentina.
모시고 싶습니다라고 이렇게 말했습니다. 그러자
Reverend Alejandro Betancourt, Colombia's national president, then spoke up to express his commitment by saying, Colombia supported Korea as one of the 16 countries that came to Korea's aid during the Korean War 70 years ago. I want to make Colombia an exemplary country in terms of substantial growth, substantial church growth. I would appreciate it if you could select Colombia as a country with potential for national restoration. Then, Reverend Koichi Saiki, president of FFWPU, Brazil, jumped up and said, Brazil is a nation where True Parents invested their blood, sweat, and tears. I'm standing up because we have to inherit the spirit and love that True Parents gave us. He also said, we have no other choice knowing the devotion True Parents have dedicated for Brazil. Brazil should be the first nation to be restored in South America. And we will utilize all of the material and human investment in line with the heavenly fortune to bring about national restoration. Everyone showed their support and agreement through a big round of applause. Through this, 3 nations were decided, and the national leaders of Bolivia, Peru stood up and said they would like to take on the challenge and create a foundation to welcome True Mother, and thanked Heavenly Parent for this opportunity.
참어머님을 환영할 수 있는 기반을 반드시 만들어 내겠습니다. 이렇게 도전 결의하는 모습을 보고 정말 하늘 부모님께 저는 감사를 올리지 않을 수 없었습니다. 여러분, 신남미 대륙은
There are still many challenges that in heavenly South America,
많이 있습니다.
but there's still hope there. There's real hope. Just as Jardim has been renewed, heavenly South America is dreaming of a new leap forward. The region is alive, it's moving forward. And I was very happy to see the members so full of life and active, having firm hope that they can achieve church growth and national restoration. Above all, heavenly South America is alive with a passion for witnessing. Even since the COVID pandemic, the region has seen continuous growth of membership through witnessing and has been investing in various methods of witnessing, such as one-on-one witnessing, online witnessing, and witnessing through the Chonbo families. And we could see that the fruits are being raped.
전도 과정을 위한 전도 등 도전 가능한 모든 전도 방법을 동원해서 투입하고 실천하면서 결실을 차근차근 거두는 모습을 보았습니다.
Regional President Kim Dong-woo said, "All of this is possible because True Mother has solved the legal challenges, and True Mother is the root of the miracle here."
가능했다라고 하면서 어머님이 기적의 뿌리가 되셨다라고 말씀해 주셨습니다. 감사합니다.
The activities of UPA graduates and YSP youth leaders are also outstanding. Dokwa Mirobal, president of YSP Peru, said that when we first took on this mission, there were no second-generation members around.
회장은 처음 책임을 맡았을 때는 2세들이 한 명도 없었는데
But doing witnessing activities, he was able to make 2 carp centers with 15 full-time youth.
청년들이 헌신하게 되었다.
When he visited Korea last year, he heard True Mother say, "We need to restore nations." And when he prayed earnestly at the Chun Shimwon, he received a revelation to walk with the government. When he returned to Peru, surprisingly, he received an official letter from the Peruvian government saying that they would sponsor the YSP activities for 1 year. So now they are working with the active cooperation from the government, and the Deputy Minister of Justice contacted YSP and asked for lectures to be given at universities. He reported that there are miracles happening, big and small, and he expressed his goal to make Peru a global youth powerhouse. Some 72nd generation in YSP youth from the heavenly South America continent are devoting themselves for a 1-year period, receiving training, witnessing, plus working to conserve the Amazon River ecology.
환경보호에 앞장서고자 하는 모습도 봤습니다. 이렇게 수백 명의 젊은
I was also very proud and happy to see the young people who attended the Heavenly South America YSP Assembly, which was attended by hundreds of young YSP members growing into global leaders of tomorrow.
모습을 보게 되어서 그 청년들이 매우 자랑스럽고 기뻤습니다.
In Central America,
신중미 대륙에서는 벨리즈에서
Junka Yanai, who served as the national president in Belize, is one of the Japanese missionaries that went out to 33 countries in Central and South America in 1996.
파송된 선교사입니다.
They are the family that lost their third son during the robbery while carrying out their mission work, which Mother mentioned in her memoirs. But Mrs. Yanai still hasn't changed her heart, and together with her husband is still walking the path of a missionary. Remy Topier, who is the national president of Saint Lucia, is also the national Messiah, born from France. Since he was appointed as the national Messiah in 1996, he has been persecuted and expelled from the country twice while doing missionary work in Saint Lucia, a Christian country. Undeterred, he continued his mission work and is now a naturalized citizen of his mission country, serving as its national president.
세인트 루시아 시민들로부터 신임받고 환영받는, 그래서 국가협회장으로 수고하고 있는 모습을 보았습니다.
The Japanese national messiah to Costa Rica, Yoko Miwadachi, is a very precious person who has been working as a missionary in Costa Rica for 27 years since being appointed national messiah. I was informed that her husband, Akira, became very ill last year. Yet, he followed what true parents had said, that the national messiahs should bury their bones in their mission country. And he did not return to Japan, but maintained his mission in Costa Rica, until he ascended.
임지를 끝까지 지키면서 성화할 때까지 남편은 기도하면서 하늘 부모님께 감사하면서 영계에 입성을 했었습니다. 이번에 참
Recently,
어머님께서는
True Mother gave high praise to these public servants and instructed our offices to identify and report about those missionaries who have been steadily working the path of public service since 1975.
선교사들을 한번 파악해봐라. 그리고 보고를 하도록 하라. 저에게 지시를 하셨습니다. 이렇게 한
There have
번도
been
가보지 못했던
missionaries
국가를
who, just following True Parents' instructions, devoted their entire lives in a country they had never been to before, and many leaders who did not stop their work, even when, due to political issues in their mission nations, their lives were under threat.
왔다 하더라도 멈추지 않고 전진을 하고 있는 지도자들이 각 대륙마다 많이 있었습니다. 이제는
In this
세계
way,
곳곳에서
seeing leaders and members around the world doing their best under challenging circumstances for the sake of God's providence, I express my sincere gratitude to Heavenly Parent at the Cheon prayer vigil. I hope that the heart of loyalty of those godly people will also manifest here at the Cheon. During this World Tour, there were many comments from leaders in the regions that the international headquarters seemed to have changed a lot. It was an opportunity to build empathy with leaders in the field by listening to their opinions and what they wanted from the international headquarters, and to have serious conversations with them rather than just conveying instructions.
진지하게 대화하는 시간을 가짐으로써 현장 지도자들이 정말 공감대가 형성됐다는 그러한 지도자들의 의견이 많았습니다.
Notably, Professor Moon Yona, Chief of Staff of the First Secretariat, participated online and listened to the opinions of the leaders from around the region, and then delivered a short speech conveying True Mother's heart and love, expressing her gratitude to True Mother for establishing a new and different system on May 9th.
정말 현장의 대륙 책임자들은 5월 9일 어머님께서 새로운 체제를 출발하신 그것에 대해서 진심으로 감사의 마음을 표현한 모습을 보았습니다. 사랑하는
Beloved members of Cheon Church, I came here today with the words of 1 Corinthians 1:27 in my head. God chose the foolish things of the world to shame the wise, and the weak things of the world to shame the strong. I couldn't get these words out of my mind.
강한 것들을 부끄럽게 하려 하신다는 내용이 머리에서 떠나지 않았습니다.
40 years ago, when I was an ordinary young man, a CAP leader who knew nothing and not prominent at all, I had the rare grace and honor of meeting True Parents. It was for me the first time in person at a CAP's leaders' dinner. I remember being so impressed and moved by the testimony of Japanese church president Osami Koboki at the time. I was moved by his life, abandoning the honor and position of being one of the most trusted leaders of a large religious order to walk the path of God's will.
최고의 자리에 올라갈 수 있는 그 명예와 지위를 버리고 뜻길을 걸어가는 그분의 삶이 너무 아름다웠고 감동적이었습니다. 그 이후
After that, my heart's desire was to become a missionary. His testimony changed my life. Heaven granted my desire to become an overseas missionary. Not long after, I received the blessing. I received True Parents' direction to go on a mission to Kenya, East Africa, where I began my overseas missionary work. God gave my wife the responsibility of supporting our family economically and raising our children, and had been constantly working as a missionary. Heaven took away the fear in my heart and set me on a missionary path where I could only
선교의
look
길을 가게
forward.
하셨습니다. 그 시절
At that time, I believe I lived in the mission field with great enthusiasm and earnestness.
생활했던 것 같습니다.
As I look back on those years of missionary work in Kenya and then 14 other countries in Oceania, including New Zealand, Australia, the Solomon Islands, Fiji, Samoa, Papua, New Guinea, Vanuatu, the Marshall Islands, Palau, and Micronesia, I realized that I've always felt the presence of God during those years.
언제나 하늘이 함께 하심을 느끼는 시간들이었던 것 같습니다.
In 2003, I was unexpectedly asked to become continental chairman for Europe.
대륙으로 가라는 그러한 참부모님의 명을 받게 되었습니다. 그래서
Before I began my mission, I took a look at the situation in Europe as a whole. When I visited Europe at the time, I realized how ardent and passionate were the dreams and the longing and desire of our brothers and sisters there. Top on their minds was the final resolution of the long-standing ban blocking true father's entry to the UK.
영국 정부의 아버님 입국 거부 방침으로 아버님께서는 영국에 입국하실 수 없는
On account of the British government's prohibiting father's entry, father was unable to visit the UK. In the face of such circumstances, all our European members mustered with earnest dreams and burning desire to open the way for father to visit England. They united as one, offering their absolute devotion in prayer and other conditions to overcome this situation. As a result, heaven could work, and finally we could obtain a victorious ruling from the High Court, overturning the long-standing ban. Right after that, the British Home Office announced the granting of permission for Reverend Sun Myung Moon to enter the country. And after that, the news media also aired this report publicly, so that finally, after a 27-year moratorium, True Father was finally welcomed to come to Great Britain once more. Now, just imagine how overjoyed our British members felt on that day. I can never forget that day, the way the members were hugging one another, dancing, shouting, hooray, with tears of emotion spilling over. They were crowding around me, chanting Chairman's song. Father's entry to the UK had seemed downright impossible. Every avenue we tried was of no use. Even the national Messiah to the UK had felt there was no hope. Yet, thanks to the earnest hearts of all the European members and their combined offering of devotion, the long-cherished dream of the European members finally came true.
더불어 특별 정성을 들인 결과 마침내 유럽 식구들의 간절한 그 꿈이 이루어지는 모습을 저는 목격했습니다.
On October 25, 2005, the day we received news of the victory, I was in Romania with True Parents, just about to conduct the founding ceremony for the Universal Peace Federation. When Father heard this good news, he jumped up and said, "Is that so? Let's go to England right away. Prepare for the gathering." That scene where Father spoke those words is still right before my eyes. Finally, True Parents were able to visit England after 27 years. Father said, coming to England was more difficult than going to the heavenly kingdom. He was so happy. Then we all listened as True Parents gave their declaration. Our European brothers and sisters can never forget the thrill of that day.
그리고 참 부모님 하나님께서 드디어 단에 오르셔서 영국에서 말씀을 선포하시던 그 모습, 유럽의 모든 식구님들은 그날의 감격을 잊을 수 없을 것입니다. 두 번째,
And there was another earnest hope and dream of the European members.
바로
deliberately misusing the Schengen Convention Act enacted in 1995 to prevent criminals from entering the countries of the European Union, father's name was added to the Schengen blacklist, and the ban on entry by all the 16 EU nations was to be enforced without fail.
쉔겐 리스트에 포함을 시켜서 아버님께서 유럽 연합 16개 국가에 입국 금지시킨 것을 이제 우리가 해결하자. 그것이 유럽 모든 식구들의 간절한 소망이었습니다.
At that time, true parents were blocked from entering the 16 countries of the European Union due to the Schengen Agreement covering continental Europe. Because of the Schengen Act, father had to suffer by being detained for more than 7 hours at the immigration office at Charles de Gaulle's airport in France, a stopover on the way to preside over a conference in Madrid, Spain. Just imagine such disrespectful treatment.
이야기한다는 그런 공산주의자들, 또 극보수 기독교인들의 농간으로
Europe at that time was providentially dark when True Father, the Messiah of the Second Advent, whom God, our Heavenly Parent, had sent, was not permitted to enter because of pressure from ultra-conservative Christians, joined by left-wing communists who claimed that Reverend Moon's entry would stir up social disorder. On the day when the policy to grant True Father's permission to enter the UK was announced by the UK Home Office and was widely reported in the media, True Mother was delighted and spoke some words to me. Chairman Song, remember when I said, let's overturn Schengen at once? Thanks to True Mother's words, turn over this Schengen at once, I recall that all members of European family devoted themselves in unison with an earnest heart to welcome true parents to Europe. Through 27 40-day condition of utmost sincerity, Mother devoted herself earnestly to break through the Schengen barrier. And finally, empowered by True Mother's words, we gained the victory, overturning all previous judgments with the surprising final decision of the German Federal Supreme Court.
그동안의 모든 판결을 100% 뒤집는 어머님의 말씀대로 쉔겐을 확 뒤집는 놀라운 쉔겐 승리를 거두게 되었습니다.
In 2007, after winning the final victory through a 12-year-long legal battle, the Merkel administration in Germany accepted the final ruling of the Supreme Court and approved True Father's entry. From then on, he was free to come to Europe at any time. It was the historic moment when Europe was liberated. This photo shows our family in Frankfurt, Germany, cheering and applauding. Not only in Germany, but members throughout Europe cried, cheered, hugged each other with elated joy and overflowing emotions. Thank you, Heavenly Parent. Thank you, true parents. I realize more poignantly than ever that it is Heavenly Parent who is surely making things happen if we become one and invest our wholehearted earnestness. Thanks to the Schengen victory, true parents were able to freely enter all European countries. After the Schengen victory, true parents visited France, Monaco, and Germany in 2009. Moreover, the Peace King Cup was held in Seville, Spain, directly under the supervision of true parents. In 2011, which was the year before True Father's ascension, members in Europe shared the historic moment of glory when true parents held the cosmic assembly for the settlement of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, who, as God's embodiment, proclaimed the word. In 8 providentially important nations in Europe, England, Switzerland, Germany, Italy, Spain, Norway, Greece, and Turkey, they were all thrilled and excited. I will never forget that scene of joy and tears. If the Schengen victory had not been won, parents would not have been able to visit the providential countries of Europe and proclaim the substantial word of true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. In particular, the day when Jesus' unfulfilled dream of entering the Roman Senate and proclaiming the word could finally be accomplished when true parents majestically delivered God's word for 3 hours at the General Assembly Hall of the United Nations headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland. That was the historic day when the cherished hopes and dreams of Heavenly Parent, true parents, and all the European members substantially came true.
간절한 그 소망이 실제로 이루어진 역사적인 날이었습니다.
After the competition was over, True Father at night called me and asked me, "What is your name?" I said, "Father, I don't think you don't know my name." He said, "I'm asking you, what's your name?" He asked that 3 times. And after I said my name was Yong Cheon, he said, "No, from now on, your name is Yong Cheon." I still remember vividly how Father blessed me with my new name. A dream mustn't just end as a dream. It must be accomplished. There is nothing you cannot achieve if you invest utmost sincerity. Dear members of the Cheon Church, the path I have walked is too insufficient to speak of in front of the seniors and elders who have stood at the forefront of the providence, overcoming ordeal after ordeal. But what I have kept deep in my heart while following the path of my will so far is this. He chooses the foolish to shame the wise, and He chooses the weak to shame the strong. For that reason, I have no choice but to confess that I'm still foolish, weak, and lacking in many ways. As I take on the enormous responsibilities I've been given, I'm actually aware that I fall short.
이것은 제가 절대 잘나서가 아님을 절실히 통감하고 있습니다. 그렇게 저는
Therefore, with a more humble attitude, I will always think about what the will of heaven is that led me to be appointed international president and senior pastor at the Cheon Church here in Sorak, where True Mother lives. I will always be together with you, thinking about the mission I must fulfill without fail in these times. I will not be a leader who imposes my thoughts, asserting my position at the forefront, but will be a victorious in Vision 2027, together through service, communication, harmony, and cooperation.
모두 함께 더불어 승리하고 싶은 제 자신의 마음입니다.
Dear members of Cheon Church, if you really want something earnestly, it will happen. If you pray for it earnestly and take action with an earnest heart, it will come to pass. I confirm this again through the world speaking tour we are conducting. The question is whether our hearts are alive with earnestness. As we observe our brothers and sisters who receive heaven's call and faithfully devote their lives, we should ask ourselves whether we are really living as earnestly.
그만큼 간절하게 살고 있는가 스스로 물어봤습니다.
Mother is truly desperate every moment. She lives with an earnest heart every day, seeking to bring Heavenly Parents' ideal to reality. Aware of Heavenly Parents' dream of finding His lost sons and daughters, Mother asks us today also to witness and achieve substantial church growth with an earnest desire for half of the world's population to come to know and attend Heavenly Parent.
오늘도 우리에게 전도하자. 그동안 우리가 행사를 많이 와서 전도 환경을 만들어 놨으니 이제는 실질적인 전도, 실질적인 교회 성장을 이뤄내자. 그 말씀을 하고 계십니다.
I believe that Mother's earnest wish for the restoration of Sorak and Gapyeong stems from Heavenly Parents' earnestness.
그러한 소원에서 나온 것이라 저는 믿습니다.
And I'm sure that this dream will come true as soon as there are more children who resonate with that earnest heart. Mother hopes that all of us will become as earnest as Heavenly Parent and True Mother and work in unity to achieve our dreams. Brothers and sisters, in order to realize our dream and to be victorious in the providence, we must know the current time of the providence. So with reference to Mother's recent messages, I would like to point out that the current era is 1. The era of substantial attendance, 2. The era of pursuing the original essence, 3. The era of loyal heart beyond filial piety, and 4. The era of presenting the results of our witnessing.
실질적 전도 실적을 하늘 앞에 보고하는 시대임을 지도자들에게 말씀을 드렸습니다.
In keeping with these 4 points to be aware of in this time, our attitude needs to also have the following 5 characteristics. The first aspect of our attitude is maintaining our center. This means becoming completely one with true parents who are guiding the present era. The second aspect of our attitude is spirituality. We must listen to the voice of God wherever we attend God. We must allow True Father to walk freely. This is also the reason we should go to the Chonshim One, so that the absolute good spirits can also work with us. That's why the Chonshim One prayer is very important. The third aspect of our attitude is relationship. We need to communicate. We need to communicate and share. The fourth aspect of our attitude is substantial growth. Mother has been speaking of genuine church growth. Real growth, I think, is both quantitative growth and qualitative growth. There are 2 sides to it. Numerical quantitative growth is an unquestionable increase in the number of our church members. But qualitative growth is a little different. If someone who used to attend the service once a month comes to the church service twice, that's qualitative doubling in terms of growth. If we offer twice as much for our tithe, that's a qualitative doubling in terms of growth. If each member of our family becomes one with True Parents' heart, if our understanding of the providence increases, if our love and the love of the church expands, that's qualitative growth. We need qualitative growth. We definitely need it. We at the Cheonwon Church must pursue qualitative growth as well as quantitative growth. Only in this way can we advance towards genuine growth, genuine church growth through real witnessing success. The fifth and last aspect of our attitude is sincerity. We need to let people feel that we sincerely love Sorak Town, Gapyeong County, and our nation by practicing true love.
이 나라를 사랑하면서 일하는 것을 그들이 느껴주게 해줘야 되는 것입니다.
Our church will change if we truly and earnestly move forward with these 5 aspects of attitude while being aware of the 4 points about this time. Dear Cheon Church members, lastly, I would like to talk about collective intelligence. Whether smart people get together and make a foolish group, or ordinary people get together and make an excellent group, depends on how collective intelligence is exercised.
어떻게 발휘되는지의 여부에 따라서 나타난 결과입니다. 하나의 화살은
It is easy to break an arrow in half, but you cannot easily break a tightly bound bundle of arrows.
꺾이지 않습니다. 그것이 바로
That is the great power of collective intelligence.
힘입니다.
Collective intelligence will get you far. On the front line of the providence, we always encounter challenges and obstacles on our path. How can we overcome these challenges? We can do it through the power of collective intelligence.
그런데 이러한 난관을 어떻게 극복해 나갈 것인가? 바로 집단 지성의 힘으로 우리의 어려움, 난관을 극복해 나가자는 것입니다.
I hope that in the future, Cheon Church will unleash its collective intelligence through sincere communication and sharing ideas back and forth in the spirit of service and harmony, and that you will establish transparent and efficient decision-making and approval processes rather than sticking with conventional practices bound by the laws of inertia.
법칙이 아니라 투명하고 효율적인 운영이 되도록 만들어 주시기를 간절히 바라는 바입니다.
Thus, I hope that pastors and blessed families will put all their efforts into witnessing so that they can harvest the very best fruits of that investment. In the future, the international headquarters will continue to communicate and share with the field rather than give unilateral directions. We will ensure that accounting processes are transparent for all organizational operations and events. We will systematically organize budgets, approval lines, and post-implementation audits for all events and operations to increase operational transparency. Thus, to be an international headquarters and family federation that is worthy of its members' trust.
감사합니다.
Thank you. Dear members of the Cheon Church, we have hope as we enter this new era. There is nothing to be afraid of. We have the only begotten daughter, our true mother, who has become one with Heavenly Parent.
우리에게 어떤 두려움이 있겠습니까? 우리가 참 어머님과 하나가 되어서 간절히 기도하고
If we become one with True Mother, pray earnestly and work diligently and unite through collective intelligence and effective organizational power, then explosive growth in witnessing, substantial growth in our church, the restoration of Sorak Township and Gapyeong County, and furthermore, the miracle of the heavenly unified Korea will no longer be just a dream, but will become a reality.
하늘 부모님, 전진 참 부모님, 우리 모두가 염원하고 있는 신통일 한국의 기적이 꿈만이 아닌 현실로 이루어질 것입니다.
아주. If we all work in unity, praying earnestly and devoting ourselves in order to bring our Heavenly Parent and True Parent's dreams into reality, God will surely bring our dreams and hopes into fruition. Mother's footsteps never falter as she walks the path of the providence. Why is this? It is because Mother knows that when she's facing difficulty, Heavenly Parent is facing even greater difficulty. That's why we must determine ourselves now. With life or death resolve, we must determine never to be a burden for Mother, but instead to become mature sons and daughters. We must attend Heavenly Parent and True Parents in substantial ways and fulfill our responsibilities in order to create a proud record of real qualitative and quantitative growth. Once again, let us not be unfilial and disloyal people who make True Mother lonely, but instead become filial sons and daughters, loyal patriots of Cheonilguk. Let us report our results on expressing joy and victory, and march forward towards the victory of Vision 2025 that Heavenly Parent and True Parents so much desire to see. Brothers and sisters, if you agree and if you determine yourself, I would appreciate it if you could honor True Parents with a big round of applause.